Welcome to Midwest Whitetail. It's the 28th of December, and as I promised you last week, we're gonna take a look at a hunt that Drake Lamb had about a week ago. It was conditioned similar to this. It was a day that a cold front came through. So I've got a spot I'm going to this evening, and it's that same big bottom field that I was hunting last week, where a lot of deer were coming out, and hopefully these two bucks that I've been hunting down there will show up. But while I head down to that field, let's take a look at Drake's hunt. And when we come back from Drake's hunt, first we'll get an update from Jared on his late season hunting, and then I'm going to summarize these next 2 evenings of late season hunting here in Iowa as this cold front is rolling through.
All right, well, it's December 20th. We decided to come down to Skip's farm. It's been super warm the past 3 days. Muzzleloader season just opened up on Monday. So we got a cold snap last night. It's about 35 degrees, so we decided it was a good idea to come down here and target one of these bucks that Skip's got on camera. And basically, we're banking on these deer pulling out of this timber and coming out to the cut corn. We're gonna have a north wind, which blows straight back. It'll be in our face all afternoon. There's a couple mature bucks in there, but the one mature buck that we're in there after is a crab claw 9. He's had pictures of him all season, so he's gonna be our #1 target tonight. So hopefully these cold temps, we can get it done tonight.
We just got set up. It's a little after 2:30 and feels good. It's cold, strong wind out of the north, so it's right in our face. So hopefully these deer move out to this cut corn here soon, and maybe we can put one of these mature bucks on the ground. And the deer are starting to filter in. We've had a couple really nice bucks come out. There's not ones that are on the hit list, but we got a couple more bucks that are starting to make their way down here. One of the bucks that we did see was a buck that Frank from Lone Wolf has been hunting rib cage. So we're going to let him go, and I think Frank's going to be back here in another week or so when the weather gets colder to hopefully get him on the ground. So we've got about an hour left. It's looking good, so we're gonna sit tight and hopefully one of these hit listers makes their way out here. Is that him?
You ready? You ready?
Let him pick his head up. I'm perfect, Tom. Just let him pick his head up.
You ready?
If you're comfortable, take him now. That happened like pretty quick. That deer that our #1 deer we were in here after popped out on the right, and he came jutting across there pretty quick, and we had to make it happen, otherwise he was going to get behind some standing corn. But that was the deer we were in here after. He's a 10-pointer and got a little crab claw on his right side, but I'm shaking like a leaf, man. I didn't think it was going to happen, and I looked over there and out he stood. So
All right, well, Mitch and I just got back to the cabin, and unfortunately I hit that buck a little bit back. I don't know what happened, if I just pulled it or what, but we're just gonna play it safe. That's probably the best thing to do rather than push that deer all night and try to find blood in the dark and everything. So We'll be back in the morning, and hopefully we'll have some antlers in our hands.
There's a bunch of hair up here, right here. Some good blood right there. And this has got to be him. Almost looks like he stumbled. There's a bunch of hair and some decent blood right here. So maybe we'll walk up here where he stumbled. If I don't fall in the pond. Dude, right there in the pond. Right there in the pond, Dill. Right there, dude. Yes. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Yes, dude. You didn't go what, 150 yards maybe?
Figure that one out. Go into water.
In the water. Crazy, dude. Looks like he's got a hole in his neck though.
Yeah, probably from fighting. That looks like a tine.
Well, we just got him up out of the pond, and man, he's a stud. 6.5-year-old deer that Skip knows pretty well. He has sheds of him, trail camera pictures of him. You know, I hate that I put a bad shot on him. You know, if you hunt long enough, that's just gonna happen. But I think we did the right thing by waiting overnight and coming back in here to get him this morning. He was in that pond. The coyotes haven't got to him at all. You know, the meat is fine. He was in the pond, frozen. So really can't think of a better way to end my season here for 2018. This is actually the intern's last day, so that's pretty cool to share the moment with Mitch behind the camera, and Dylan came down and Skip and everybody. So, man, I'm stoked. That was an awesome way to end my 2018 season, and I'm just looking forward to next season.
Hey guys, hope everyone had a great Christmas. I know we did. My wife and I received an early Christmas present on the birth of our little girl. So we've been pretty busy at home, but I just want to pop in and give a quick update on my late season, or somewhat lack of late season. Obviously being busy at home has kept me out of the woods quite a bit, but I did get out for one hunt on Christmas Day, and I had a really good hunt. So there's a deer right behind us running up the hill. I wish we could get footage of that. That's pretty funny. Josh and I are just filming this interview at a local park here close to the office, and this deer basically running through the middle of town, just a little woodlot here. But like I was saying, had one good hunt on Christmas Day, saw a lot of deer, saw one mature buck, and I did pull cards after the hunt and had a decent amount of pictures of that JJ Merino buck that I discussed earlier in the season. So it's good to see him around still, and good to see that he made it through the first shotgun seasons at least. That's a deer that I will target if I can get out. The hard part is knowing if I will get out or how much. Obviously late season it's all about the food, and my best food sources are at my farm, and that's about a 5-hour round trip, and with the little one at home it's tough to be away for that long. So we'll see. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be hunting anymore between now and the end of the season. Hopefully I can squeeze in 1 or 2 more hunts and possibly target that JJ Merino buck. So hope everyone else is having good luck, and wish everyone a Happy New Year.
I promised you that I would come back and give you an update on my last 2 evenings of hunting here going into the weekend. It's been a little bit less than inspiring. The hunt on the Big Bottom field, which over the past few weeks has been a really good spot for us to see at least 1 shooter buck, if not 2, and usually a lot of other bucks, you know, on top of that. But I mean, we made the long trip down into that valley using the creek for cover to sneak in there, got into that redneck blind that I'd pushed further out into that field so that I'd have better shot opportunities, you know, should a nice buck come out. We got in there early. I think we were in the blind by 12:30 in the afternoon. And the only thing we saw that whole day, that would have been Friday, was does, or antlerless deer. So that was a bit disappointing, expecting a lot more than that after resting that spot for, I think, at least a week. So we felt like we should have seen some bucks in that one. So rather than go back there again, I decided to switch and move to a different spot, targeting a buck that I'd nicknamed the Tube Buck. And he was a deer that I'd seen back in early October from the same spot. In fact, the very first time that I went out this season, I saw this buck. He was a real daylight active deer. We'd spent a lot of time kind of, you know, keeping him in mind, you know, kind of a back pocket buck, one that we could, you know, hopefully sneak in and get a crack at whenever we wanted to. Well, that didn't work for us Saturday night. we went down to the tube where we'd been seeing that deer, or getting a lot of trail camera pictures of him, and not a single deer showed up. So these late season conditions can be really quirky. That's another spot that we hadn't been into for quite a long time. So the deer, they weren't pressured, they just weren't moving for some reason. And you know, it was cold, you know, a nice conditions for late season hunting, a little bit of food there, but just no movement. So I think that what we need now is some kind of a change up in the weather. The deer are very responsive to weather changes during the late season. It can be a cold front after an extended warm period that will trigger them, or it can be a warm front after an extended cold front that will get them back going. So I think that, you know, looking at the forecast for this coming week, I don't see any real triggers in there. I think it's just a matter of putting the time in and hoping for the best. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and move back into the doe killing mode. You know, on this farm, I've got a certain number that I need to kill every year, and I know our son wants to get out with the muzzleloader. You know, and I'm going to get a little bit more aggressive on trying to put myself in spots where I think there's going to be a lot of deer, where I can get shots with my bow on some does also. So look for that in the coming week. That's kind of my game plan. I know there's a few more guys from the pro staff and from the office staff here in Iowa that are going to be getting out for this late season. So we'll have some more action for you. I just don't know exactly what it's going to be yet, because we don't have anything that we've got stockpiled in footage to talk about yet. But we're always hunting, so keep checking back, and hopefully we can put this late season formula together over these next couple of days. Well, I appreciate you joining me. We'll see you right back here again next week for the next episode of Midwest Whitetail. And remember to always dream big.